Cancer is a continuously growing global health problem that poses major challenges, most especially in developing countries. Find out how this international distributor of innovative health products came up with a series of solutions to help increase a patient's chance to survive the odds. In 2020, the Philippines hit a record of 354,398 prevalent cancer cases within a 5-year period. But because of poor access to health care, especially for people living below the poverty line, the advances and breakthroughs in cancer remain unattainable to many.
Cancer refers to a group of diseases that's characterized actually by cell growth, abnormal cell growth and proliferation, inflammation, as well as angiogenesis or formation of new blood vessels. It always starts with mutation in the genome or the genetic makeup of a person inside the cell. Before PPARs, most of my patients, they were unable to finish the chemotherapy regimens because of the side effects and because of discomfort during the process of chemotherapy.
Maria's son Dominic was diagnosed with stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma when he was only 4 years old. While coping with the recovery of her other sick child, Maria found it hard to accept Dominic's condition.
It was actually very devastating kasi with Dominic, it was manifested mga 4 years old na siya. Unlike dun sa daughter ko na congenital talaga, baby pa lang. Yung mga bandang September, meron ng umuumbok-umbok dito sa leeg niya. Hindi ko talagang inisip na cancer kaagad siya until nag-nosebleed siya.
Dominic was prescribed chemotherapy, but his family insisted to rush to an integrative doctor to seek for alternative cure.
Medyo hesitant ako kasi as a mother, I know the side effects ng chemotherapy kasi. So what I did is that I rushed towards the integrative doctor of my daughter, who happened to be PPAR partner doctor of Simply Nature.
One of the hardest decisions to make for people living with cancer is choosing the kind of treatment that would work best. To help patients and their families deal with this growing health problem, one company commits to producing safe, credible, and natural health solutions by drawing on the latest bioscience technology to deliver a series of safe, efficient, and natural products. What is Simply Nature and what does it do?
Simply Nature is a company we created and founded about 10 years ago. Our mission is to find effective health solutions for people. So we provide natural products that work in combination with conventional therapy and medicine.
As an international company that provides natural solutions for cancer, metabolic syndrome, and degenerative diseases, the management upholds a health philosophy that centers on whole food nutrition as the frontier in health management.
When we talk about choosing treatment, especially in the area of cancer, patients are really afraid of chemotherapy because of its side effects, and they tend to then look towards natural products. But this is not either conventional. At Simply have the best. Our protocols, chemotherapy, side effects, the best thing both natural together.
Cancer is like a virus. It continuously evolves, it mutates. So it can develop defenses against our usual treatment modalities like chemotherapy.
Like I said, chemotherapy and radiation therapy have a lot of side effects. So more often than not, patients stop their treatment because of these side effects. It's very important to have the support.
With the supplements that we give the patients, there will be lesser side effects, so they will be able to finish their chemotherapy protocols more comfortably.
This company introduced PPARs, which is touted as one of the best natural ways of solving serious health problems.
PPARs stands for peroxisome proliferator activating receptors. It's basically a nuclear receptor found inside the cells. Now, when these receptors are activated, the benefit that you can get from that is, number one, cellular differentiation. Number two, it's to promote fatty acid metabolism. If you have better insulin function, your blood sugar will naturally go down. And another one is to induce cancer cell death by modulating the immune system.
As a sole distributor of PPARs, the company promotes its use to many reputable health institutions worldwide and actively organizes corporate health conferences and public health talks in Asia.
Simply Nature PPARs is made out of a special strain of these types of microalgae. It is very effective by protecting the bone marrow. We maintain the integrity of the immune system of the patient, which is very important to prevent infections and to fight off the cancer itself. And also, Simply Nature PPARs is also very dense in nutrients so that the patient can recover faster because of better cellular healing.
Sabi ko parang na-lead kami to an extraordinary and I must say amazing journey. I'm very proud of him. At a young age na 8 years old, he believed that it's his purpose to siguro encourage other people din. We would like to really pay it forward with the knowledge that there's really like Simply Nature that can help people with cancer very much.
When fighting cancer, living healthy is very important because it allows us to pursue what is important to us in life, and that's what it's all about. When we can help a patient move from being bedridden to getting up, to be lucid in thought so that they can have conversations with their loved ones, it gives the whole process of fighting cancer a whole new meaning. And that is what drives us at Simply Nature.
Hello po, ako nga po pala si Ronaldin Rosales Batalier, 23 years old at ako po ay taga Bicol, Albay. Na-diagnose po ako nung taong 2015, which is ito po yung mixed germ cell tumor sa ovary. Stage 1 po ako nung diagnose ako. Tinanggal po agad yung right ovary ko noon. May nakakita sa akin na taga doon sa amin, sabi niya, what if try ko daw sumali ng contest? Tapos hindi ko nga sinabi na may sakit ako. Sabi ko, sige baka sakaling kahit paano may pandagdag kami sa gastos namin. Then noong 2017 po, yun na po, pabalik-balik yung lagnat ko. Siguro mga 2 weeks hindi ako nawawalan ng lagnat. Tapos yun na, pag-check up ko kasi lumaki po yung tiyan ko. Doon ko po nalaman na yung cancer ko daw, numerous to count na siya. Yung sakit sobra pa, yung nararamdaman ko, likod and sa stomach ko. Ganun po lumaki po yung tiyan ko, hirap na hirap po ako. Nagawa po yung nakalata na din yung lungs ko. Yung sa liver ko, kaya daw po lumaki yung tiyan ko, gawa ng sa liver po. Hindi na masyado nagpa-function yung mga organ ko sa loob ng tiyan. Yun po, ni-repair na po kami sa child house. And then, nung start na nag-chemo ako, doon na po kami tumira. Nag-stay na po sa child house. Akala ko okay na, wala na mangyayaring operasyon ulit. Pero nagulat po ako kasi every monthly check-up na lang po ako. Umuwi lang po ako sa amin tapos nagsusuka na naman ako. Akala ko kung ano na naman po yun. Yung dumi, nilalabas ko sa bibig na. Sabi ko, ano na naman to pa? Kaya na naman tayong sisimula na naman tayo. May nakita daw po ulit na bukol sa diaphragm. Iyak na naman po ako. Sabi ko, hindi pa nga magaling yung sa ibang organ ko. Tapos ito na naman. Po as of now, wala na po akong treatment and may tumor pa po ako sa diaphragm. And lately, may nakita na naman daw po sa akin ng gallstone sa may gallbladder ko. Napansin ko po talaga, start po uminom ako nung Simply Nature, which is yung powder and tablet po na PPARs. Para pong, pag nainom ko na po siya before ako matulog, pag nakakainom po ako, parang nare-relieve, parang nare-relax po yung katawan ko. Siguro mga 2 days after na take ko po yung gamot, parang napansin ko na parang everyday na ako nagbabawas. Kasi po talaga dati, siguro sa isang linggo, 3 beses lang po ako nagbabawas. And nakita ko po talaga yung good feedback agad ng gamot na ininom ko. Kasi yun nga po, parang pag nainom ko po siya, parang yung sa loob ko na may something ako naririnig na tumutunog. And after yun po, nagbabawas na po ako. And parang ang gaan po sa pakiramdam. And parang medyo po nabawasan yung bloated ko sa tiyan. Start po nung uminom po ako. About po dito sa PPARs powder po, tinitake ko po siya every after meal. And based sa protocol po na ibigay po sa akin ni Doc Jansen, pag morning, which is 5 scoop, nilalagay po sa ilalim ng dila, and antayin mo po yun matunaw. Pag gabi naman po, tinitake ko siya after dinner, which is 4 scoop naman po siya. Kasi sa protocol po is kailangan everyday makatake ako ng 9 scoop. So, kapag po, based po sa observation ko, kapag po naiinom ko po itong PPARs powder,
parang yung something na tumutunog po talaga sa tiyan ko, na parang may something, parang kini-cleanse na yung sa loob ng tiyan ko. And after po nun, magbabawas na ako. So parang after ko pong magbawas nun, parang feeling ko sobrang gaan ng pakaramdam ko sa tiyan ko. Tungkol naman po sa PPARS Plus tablets naman po, based sa protocol po na ibinigay po sa akin ni Doc Jansen, ano po siya, kailangan everyday makatake po ako ng 30 tablets. So sa protocol po na sinusunod ko, iinumin ko po siya with empty yung stomach ko. Pag morning, pagkagising ko, ito po talaga agad yung iniinom ko. 15 tablets sa morning, and after naman po, same, kailangan empty din yung stomach mo. 15 sa morning, ng pagkagising ko, and 15 sa evening after dinner ko before ako mag-sleep. Kasi yun nga po, mas pinipili ko siya after dinner na lang po siya inumin para po agad, pag nainom ko po siya, yun nga po, nare-relieve yung katawan ko, parang mabilis po ako nakakatulog, and naiiwasan ko po yung insomnia na lagi ko pong nararanasan noon po, na lalong-lalo na po nung after po ako mag-chemo. So yun. Daily routine ko, yun, gumigising ako ng umaga for exercise kasi yun din yung advice sa akin ng doktor ko. Kailangan may regular exercise ako and pagkain ng mga masustansyang pagkain. And yun nga po, nabanggit ko last time na mahilig talaga ako magluto. Yun po talaga, kapag kumakain po kami sa office, talagang ako po yung luluto po para sa pagkain po namin ng ibang mga kasamahan ko pasyente. As of now, thankful po ako kasi isa po ako sa nakatanggap ng scholarship sa isang magandang universidad dito sa Manila. Isa po sa nag-udyok sa akin para kumuha ako ng kursong education is yung mga bata po na kasamahan ko dito. So, nakikita ko po yung hirap ng papa ko. So, sinasabi ko sa sarili ko na hindi ako kailangan panghinaan ng loob. Kasi yung papa ko, nilalaban niya ako eh. Pero ako that time po kasi kapag naiisip ko yung taning ko, parang ang sakit po. Like, nakikita ko yung papa ko na lumalaban. Pero yung katawan ko, pakiramdam ko po kasi sumusuko na kahit yung utak ko, yung puso ko gusto ko lumaban. Hindi matutumbasan ng pasasalamat yung nagawa sa akin ng papa ko kasi talaga sobrang bait ng papa ko.
And nung November po is nag-CT scan po ako. Doon ko po nalaman na may nakita daw po na bagong tumor po sa akin. So that time syempre naisip ko na okay na ako, tapos may nakita na naman po ulit na bago. So I am so thankful po kasi nung December po is nakilala ko po kayo. Nakilala ko po sila Mr. Shyan, sila Doc Jansen po at ang Simply Nature staff po na alam ko pong nakatulong po talaga sa akin. And yun nga po, nung nakita po na parang bad yung result ng CT scan ko, and after po ng December, after December po, and until June, July, nakatatlong CT scan po ako. At nakita ko po talaga yung improvement po ng result ng CT scan and ultrasound ko po. And I'm so happy po na nitong latest na CT scan ko nung July, tuwang-tuwa po si Doc Jansen kasi talagang nakita po niya na lumiit po talaga yung tumor ko. And masayang-masaya po ako doon. Siguro kung wala yung Simply Nature, siguro yung tumor na nakita po sa akin, I think siguro po mas lalala po siya. Kasi yun nga po ang sabi nila, kapag na-stress yung pasyente, mas lalo po yung nagtitrigger yung cancer po. Kaya yun nga po, maraming salamat po talaga sa Simple Nature kasi kung hindi po dahil sa inyo, siguro hanggang ngayon stop pa rin po ako sa pag-aaral. Ngayon po, gusto ko lamang po pala ipaabot ang aking pasasalamat kila Doc Jansen and Mr. Shyan. Maraming salamat po talaga kasi alam ko po talaga nakatulong po siya sa akin at alam ko pong mas lumakas po ako. And sabi nga po ni Doc Jansen na kahit slowly siya, sure naman po talaga na gagaling po ako. Kaya maraming salamat po sa walang sawang pag-support po sa akin.
Live. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jenny Ling Macanjola, a board-certified pharmacist and your wellness advisor here in Simple Nature. Welcome to another episode powered by SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group. We appreciate each and every one of you for registering, watching, and sharing this free webinar. In preparation for the upcoming holiday season, we have already discussed some recommended plant-based menu and 12 Christmas gift ideas. Ultimately, we just want each and every one of you to experience the gift of health, no matter what you're going through, whether you're diagnosed with benign tumor, cyst, malignant cancer, for surgery, or undergoing chemo. Let us spread love, hope, and the true spirit of Christmas as we unwrap inspiring success stories that happened this 2023. Let's watch this.
Hi, my name is Nesta Vicencio and I'm 32 years old. I'm in sales, so you could think of I've been talking a lot, and I regularly sing because of ministry. Starting January 27, I started losing my voice, and a different doctor did the video stroboscopy to see what's going on with my voice box. And he started saying that you have a vocal cyst and the only way for this is to undergo surgery. Then they said you will be able to speak again, but as for your singing voice, we have no assurance for what will come out. First, they recommended me to take the PPARS extract liquid. After that, they gave me PPARS extract powder. So the doctor took out his video stroboscopy and he looked at it, and then when he checked it, he said, "Oh, seems like it's gone." Last time. So he tried it through the nose and he checked through the nose. He said, "It's really gone." So I'm really, really grateful that I got introduced to PPARS extract, the liquid, and the powder. My name is Nesta Vicencio, and I trust Simply Nature.
My grandma told me when I was 1.5 years old, there was a growth at the corner of my lip, and it was really bad. It was affecting my speech as my teeth were still growing and I haven't said my first words, mommy or daddy, yet. And they took me to 2 doctors, and both doctors gave the same opinion that I had to be placed under anesthesia and I had to have surgery. However, as 1.5 years old, I was still a very young child, and going surgery will have many risks, and they were scared I couldn't wake up or there will be many complicated symptoms. My grandma insisted that we tried my uncle's product, PPAS, see if it will work. After 1 or 2 weeks, the growth reduced, and after 6 months, it was gone, and I didn't have to go for surgery. And my mom and my grandma were so relieved. They were so happy that I didn't need to go for surgery, and I could able to speak, and I was able to say my first words. Thank you, Simply Nature.
Hello po, ako nga po pala si Ronaldin Rosales Batalier, 23 years old at ako po ay taga Bicol, Albay. Na-diagnose po ako nung taong 2015, which is ito po yung mixed germ cell tumor sa ovary. Stage 1 po ako nung diagnose ako. Tinanggal po agad yung right ovary ko noon. Pagpa-check up po kasi lumaki po yung tiyan ko. Doon ko po nalaman na yung cancer ko daw, numerous to count na siya. May nakita daw po ulit na bukol sa diaphragm. Iyak na naman po ako. Sabi ko, hindi pa nga magaling yung sa ibang organ ko. Tapos ito na naman.
Pero ako that time po kasi kapag naiisip ko yung taning ko, parang ang sakit po. Like, nakikita ko yung papa ko na lumalaban. Pero yung katawan ko, pakiramdam ko po kasi sumusuko na kahit yung utak ko, yung puso ko, gusto ko lumaban.
Start po uminom ako nung Simply Nature, which is yung powder and tablet po na PPARS. Para pong pag nainom ko na po siya before ako matulog, parang nare-relieve, parang nare-relax po yung katawan ko.
Siguro kung wala yung Simply Nature, siguro yung tumor na nakita po sa akin, I think siguro po mas lalala po siya.
I'm Jessa Marie Malate, 28 years old, licensed professional teacher. Nagsimula po yung sakit ko noong 2008 pa lamang. Doon po na-diagnose sa PCMC na may ovarian teratoma ako, stage 4. And na-operahan na po ako doon, nag-chemotherapy.
The day na bago na mismo ako operahan, nung tanghali, umaga sinabi sa akin ng doktor na possible na hindi ako magising pag di kinayang ng katawan ko. Pero kailangan kong pumirma dun sa waiver. Ako lang yung magdidesisyon.
Ang tinitake ko po sa Simple Nature products ay yung vials po, PPARS vials, and yung tablet po. Kadagdag din siya sa paglabas nung discharge ko dahil yung paglabas naman po nung liquid sa tiyan ko is lumiit-liit naman po yung tiyan ko.
First time ko pong maka-take ng PPARS. Mahina po ako. Tapos nung after a month po, nakakalakad na po ako, nakabalik na po ako sa normal po.
Yung bagong protocol ko po sa PPARS, yung vials po, mas napil ko po talaga na simula nung nag-take ako nun, mas lumakas po ako. Ngayon po, tuloy-tuloy pa rin po yung pag-take ko ng Simple Nature products and lumalakas na po ako.
From Simply Nature,
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
Merry Christmas, everybody from Simply Nature. I want to say a big thank you to all the doctors who have worked with us in 2023, as well as all the clients and patients who trusted us with your health. Well, as we end 2023, I'd just like to recap all the things that we're very grateful for, all the breakthroughs our patients and clients have had in their health. So many success stories from Rona to Jessa, from Child House, a cancer support group that we sponsor and work with together. So a big Merry Christmas to all the wonderful children and their parents at Child House, as well as Janet, the director for Child House. Thank you for working with us and allowing us to contribute to your advocacy. A big thank you to all the organizations we've also worked with this year, from PCLM to Prima, to the hundreds of doctors that reached out to us and we reached out to the National Children's Hospital for allowing us to share our breakthrough protocols in their conference, in their pediatric conference, and so much more. And of course, to the regular viewers, the thousands of regular viewers on our Simply Healed program every Thursday night at 7 p.m. A big thank you for your support, especially those who are viewing from overseas, all the way from Saudi to Europe, and of course, my home country, Singapore, and our neighbor, Malaysia. So a big thank you to everyone. Merry Christmas. 2024 is going to be an exciting year. We're going to kick off 2024 with another face-to-face event by popular demand. So we're going to have our panelists of doctors and surgeons for you to ask all the questions you may have in your heart. For those of you who are going to enjoy your Christmas, don't forget, cleanse is very effective to get rid of the holiday weight that you're going to put on. So keep healthy, eat smart, and enjoy your Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And we're back. Merry Christmas from all of us here in Simply Nature. You've watched the healing journeys as a testament to resilience and impact of comprehensive health support. These real stories of real people remind us that each day is a gift, and with the right support, we can overcome even the most challenging situations. Just before we go to our AMA or Ask Me Anything portion, so you can ask our experts on how they present the gift of health so you can receive it too. Quickly, I just want to greet our avid viewers, Miss Naomi from Marikina, Cheryl Rubio, Edna Alarcon, Aveo, Felicissima Siman, oh, and Miss Janet Q. Webinar is not the same without you. I would also like to greet our new viewers, Miss Maria Lourdes Villanueva, Arvin Gerald Florentino Andres, Flordelina Doropan, and NC Louie. I'm excited for all of us to learn something new tonight. At this point, questions are very much welcome. Just type them down in the comment section below. Kahit Tagalog, okay lang po. And now you get to ask a seasoned international speaker on a wide range of topics from personal success to healthcare, who is also the founding director of Simply Nature International, our people's expert from Singapore. You all know him, it's Mr. Shyan Lim. And
Hi,
we will
Jen.
also hear. Hi, Sir
Yeah.
Shyan.
Hi, Jen. Hi, everyone. I think Jen was about to introduce Doc Jansen, but I just want to greet everybody tonight first. We had a short sharing of a testimony. Today is the 21st of December, right? So we made a commitment. We will do our program every week because no matter holidays or whatever, patients still need their healing. So yeah, Jen, why don't we invite Dr. Jansen?
Yes, we also have Dr. Jansen Kalalan, who graduated from St. Luke's Medical Center, College of Medicine, then was conferred as a diplomat of not only the Philippine College, but also the International Board of Lifestyle Medicine. He is also the president of SMG, or Simply Healed Medical Group, and a consultant at Alta Integrative Medicine Wellness Complex at Perpetual Health Medical Center, Las Piñas. Hello, Doc.
Hi, Jen. Thank you for the introduction.
Hi, Doc.
Hello, Shan. Yeah. Hello. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. It's about to be Christmas. I'm
Yes, I
looking
know.
forward to dinner with your family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here, same here.
Yeah.
By the way, I have apples for you here in the office. It's here in the office. All right.
All right. Wow, still got presents. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, without further ado, we're so glad to have viewers still join us during this holiday season. Health issues are always there, whether it's holidays or not. So Jen, let's get to our Ask Me Anything segment and see what we can have a lively discussion tonight.
Yes, first question from Nerd.
Attention, then diastolic. If your diastolic is at least 90, then that's hypertension as well. Now, some remedies to control for this is of course by taking your medication. All right. Number two is by eating a plant-based diet and limiting your salt consumption. Okay. So by limiting salt consumption, this means that if you are hypertensive already, you have to limit your salt intake to 1,500 milligrams of sodium. So in terms of amount of salt, no, this is around 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay, about that. All right, so that's the limit per day. Okay, so these are just some of my tips. No, if you want to know certain foods that can help lower your blood sugar levels, consider garlic and ground flax seeds. These two food items are really good for controlling blood pressure. Also, one last thing is hibiscus tea. Hibiscus tea is also good for controlling blood pressure. Okay. However, having said this, please do not substitute these foods for taking your medication. You still have to take your medication and continue taking it until such time your doctor tells you to stop. Okay.
Yes, we actually did our recent webinar about recommended plant-based menu for your cancer holiday feast.
Yeah, actually, hypertension, that's something very close to my heart, doc. As you all know, I've been taking PPARs for many, many years. So I did a recent full body scan. So everything is fantastic. My triglyceride levels are actually optimal. Cancer markers are like optimal. Everything was optimal, but I had high blood cholesterol. Okay, so I just want to share with everybody, no matter how great your supplements are, like I take PPARs every day, there is still a limit to bad lifestyle. All right. So I confessed last week, I showed Dr. Jansen, if I eat one pandesal, I take four pieces of butter, the ready-made, the butter that comes in a small container, the disposable packs. I take four. All right. So yeah, Dr. Johnson shaking his head. So and then he asked me, "You take a lot of eggs?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like for the last few months, it's like maybe if I eat eggs, I'll be like eating 3 eggs, right? Because very easy to crack 3 eggs into an omelet. And yes, so my blood cholesterol was actually high. Okay, and my blood pressure was actually in 100, for high 140s, 150. So as Dr. Johnson said, number one, I really reduced my salt intake. Oatmeal, I eat a lot of oatmeal now, and with a lot of nutritional yeast, right? Of course, I take my PPARs, and then next, I actually exercise. Because at the end of the day, I need to bring my cholesterol level down, burn fat. Yeah, so I do that. I walk every day for 40 minutes at 5 kilometers per hour. So that's a very brisk walk. And then I will run about another 10 minutes at about 10 to 11 kilometers per hour speed, right? Yeah. So in the last 10 days, I've lost 4 kilograms. That's 8.8 pounds in 10 days. And the good news is my blood pressure now is about 128 to 135. Still high, but it's a big drop from 140. So you see, 10 days of good living. And I think I slimmed down too. So, okay. So I think that's, yeah. So, you got to also move. I realized during the COVID pandemic, a lot of us didn't move. And I think that also, I can feel my muscles, my tendons all very tense. I think that also contributes to the high blood pressure as well, when your veins and arteries and muscles are very contracted. So your whole body is very strong, right? So that is going to add to your pressure. So all these things, don't just only do one thing, do everything. And even if you do everything, doesn't mean you can eat butter like it's nothing, right? There's still a limit to that. Yeah, thanks.
Yes, congratulations, Sir Shan. And if Sir Shan can do it, you guys can do it too. I believe in you. We have
Yeah.
um a question from Facebook, Miss Adeline. Anything can help conversion disorder. Sometimes physical issues, brain signals cannot transmit into the body and cause numbness.
Yeah, conversion disorder is an illness, or it's basically things that you feel physically because of severe emotional stress. Okay, so it's rooted because of stress. Now, to address this, what you have to do is to manage your stress. Yeah, that's the only thing that you can do. Are there any supplements that you can take? Well, one is Simply Nature PPARs, because Simply Nature PPARs is very good. It has very good antioxidant um, properties or characteristics. So it definitely can help. There's another supplement. I'm trying to remember. Starts with A. I can't seem to remember, but it's also another supplement that you can take. No, it's specifically used for stress as well. My gosh, I forgot. I can't seem to remember.
What is it? Is it a plant-based?
It's an herb. It's an herb. It starts with A. Yeah, I can't remember.
It will come back to you, Doc. Before the end of the program, it will come back to you.
Yeah, anyway, it's also something that you can consider taking, But at the end of the day, you have to manage your stress. So probably try try these techniques. No, it's called mindfulness-based stress reduction techniques. You can just Google search. There are a lot of websites who teach you on how to do these. Well, you have YouTube. You can go on to YouTube University for this. Okay. Yeah, that's my advice to you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Doc. This is not a question, but a greeting from our YouTube simulcast from Miss Carolet Pacampara. Merry Christmas to all, and Doc Jansen Kalalan and Doc Grace. Good.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too.
And very soon, Doc Grace will be Doc Grace Kalalan.
Okay,
Hallelujah.
moving on to the next question from teacher Marijo from Makati with stage 4 breast cancer. The ways on how to cure the tumor pain and recurrence of my cancer.
Oh, very difficult, no? But one thing that you can do immediately is to take pain relievers. But if pain relievers are not enough, we can try ozone therapy. Ozone therapy is really good for pain management, no? But I need to know your history, especially where the pain is located. Okay, that is where we will administer ozone, and of course systemic ozone therapy as well. No, this will help your body relax and stimulate the antioxidant system of your body to combat the inflammation. Okay, and hopefully it reduces the pain. The pain won't go the pain won't go away entirely, no, especially with tumor pain, because the only way to remove the pain, no, coming from the tumor is to remove the tumor itself. And since you are already in stage 4, surgery might not be that much of an option already at this point. Okay, so nevertheless, I would have to look into your history. So it would be best if you can message the page, no, to schedule an appointment. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also want to add, Doc shared about ozone therapy for those of you who live outside Metro Manila area where you're not able to avail such procedures that require you to be in a clinic, right? You can still consult Doc Johnson. There are still ways that he can definitely help you reduce your pain. As Doc Johnson mentioned, inflammation is one of those factors that factor into many things, including pain. So one thing that can help you are PIPA protocols, but do have a consult with Dr. Johnson so that he can explore. Also the food that you take. The food that you take can also make a lot of difference. Number one, this last 2 weeks, as I had made a very determined decision to bring my blood pressure down and to really get healthy before the end of 2023. I've really been very careful with what I eat, and it has a tremendous impact on how I feel, right? This canker sores. If you bite your inner lip, then they become painful, and then there's a canker sore, right? Yeah, I did notice that this 2 weeks, I had a canker sore develop, but when I ate less meat and more vegetables, the canker sore actually recovered much faster. And so all these things can still be adjusted, all right? So hang in there, arrange for a consult, and I'm sure your situation will improve.
Yes, for those of you who wish to have a consult with Doc Jansen Kalalan, the link to schedule an appointment is in the description box and comment section below. Our pretty healthcare specialist Beth will reach out to you shortly. Moving on to the next question from Miss Mary from Quezon City. How to take care of my health because I don't have money to buy for healthy foods. And the cheapest food I can afford is like daing, pakbet, and bagoong.
Okay, this is a very pressing issue, no, especially in the Philippines, no.
Realistic question, very real.
This is a very realistic question, actually, and I hope there are government people watching us right now, because how ironic, no, it can be. The Philippines is an agricultural country, and yet we have people like Miss Mary here who experience this sort of thing, which is for me quite unacceptable, really. Right? In other countries, food prices is really very low. Okay, and the citizens don't have any problem eating healthy foods. Just take a look at Vietnam, take a look at Thailand. Okay.
Doc, even carrots. The carrots in Singapore are half the price here. The
Yes.
broccoli in Singapore is half the price as I buy from Landmark here, which is really strange
Yes.
because Singapore doesn't grow carrots or broccoli.
Correct. Correct.
And yet we have
So,
Baguio here, so it's quite interesting.
yeah. So it's crazy actually, and it's really very difficult to fathom when meat products costs cheaper compared to vegetables or plant foods. And if you really think about it, it costs more to produce meat products because you have to feed the cattle, you have to water them, you have to wait for them to grow. And with plant foods, it's really very easy. You plant, you water them, leave them alone, then you harvest, diba? Right? So at this point, no, if you are really tight, especially when it comes to your budget, make sure as much as possible consume foods that are unprocessed and unrefined. Okay. Say for example vegetables. No, try to go for tofu. Tofu is still the price of tofu is still acceptable. Tomatoes, these food items. Okay. Green leafy vegetables as well. Like your kangkong. Okay. So focus on those foods. The cheap ones. There are cheap vegetables out there that you can buy. Okay. Um, Make sure also that you try to avoid processed foods. Because although processed foods can be really cheap, no, because manufacturers mass produce them, they are quite unhealthy and they are quite high in sodium, especially dried fish like daing and bagoong. No, bagoong is shrimp paste. Okay, that is very high in cholesterol, uric acid, and salt. Okay, try to shy away from them. Then when it comes to salt, don't use too much salt. Okay, try to use more spices instead of putting in the salt. And if you do use salt, use them sparingly. Okay, and aside from food, no, of course you have to exercise as well. Make sure you do exercise. And I think with if you are quite financially challenged, exercise would be there because you have no choice but to commute. All right. So if you are commuting, just try to think. Just try to be more positive. You have the opportunity to exercise. Okay. Compared to other people who are stuck in their car in along EDSA. Okay. So that's the simplest advice that I can give you. Okay, budget. Try to budget your food. Look into foods that are cheap and healthy. Okay, try to focus more on plant foods. So that would be it. Okay.
I want to add also, Doc. Jen, can you read the question again, just so that I'm clear, I stay on track.
Okay, one more time from Miss Mary from Quezon City. How to take care of my health because I don't have money to buy for healthy foods. And the cheapest food I can afford is like daing, pakbet, and bagoong.
Okay, number one, daing, bagoong, these are very bad foods, all right, because their salt content is very high, and especially bagoong, it's made from, if I'm not wrong, prawns. Is it made from prawns? Yes. So that is also something that's highly, it will cause allergic reactions. And if you're sick, that's not a good food to be taking. But I do understand why when we are financially challenged, we will take these foods because a little bit of bagoong adds a lot of flavor to your rice. So it's a very economical way of eating. Okay, so here, I just want to share with you, because I eat with Doc Jan. So he made me learn to like things like hummus, all right? So but hummus is like super expensive. It's like 250 pesos for a small little bit. And so my wife actually bought chickpeas. And they are very cheap. They are like Mongo. And I realized if I make my own hummus, it's like 20 pesos. affordable, it's so tasty, and it's good. It's really healthy for you, right? So just get used to those food. And oatmeal. Oatmeal is actually not expensive as well. It will take some effort. So now I actually cut salt completely. Not that I don't eat salt, but it's because any food that I get for lunch or anything, there will always be salt in there. So when I cook myself for breakfast or I just had dinner, I literally don't add salt, right? And I was very shocked. Just now, Dr. Jansen said the salt limit is 3/4 of a teaspoon. You know, 3/4 of a teaspoon is what a normal person put in terms of their toyo on their siumai, right? You buy a 20 peso siumai and you pour 3 tablespoons of toyo, soy sauce on it. So you already cross the sodium limit. So for Mary, my advice is, yes, actually, we don't need to eat very lavishly. The foods that you mentioned are very simple. I guess it's just changing your taste bud. Learn to love the Mongo chickpeas, and eat like that. Yeah, you're gonna be healthy, right? And if a budget is something that you're concerned with, then getting sick is a very painful situation, because then you have to spend money, and then you can't work and things like that. So yeah, I hope that encourages you. So for me now, I'm taking a lot of legumes, right? Dr. Johnson's very happy. I'm taking a lot of legumes, chickpeas, Mongo, yeah. Yeah, I think that's very Filipino. Mongo and rice. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Doc Jansen. Thank you, Sir Sean. This section is a turnaround from Teacher Sofia from Magallanes, Cavite, with breast cysts. Very general. What is PPARS?
Okay, I'll take this one. All right. PPARS is your ideal supplement, especially if you are a cancer patient. All right. So maybe PPARS stands for peroxisome proliferator activator receptors. Okay, it's a mouthful. Basically, for easy understanding, it is a gene activator. Okay, so what does it activate in your body that makes it so good for your health? Number one, it activates the genes that control. I'm going to use words that are less technical, right? Genes that control your inflammation in your body. Okay, so inflammation is the source of almost all the illnesses that you have, from gout to chronic pain to developing cancer, right? So that's why it's effective for cancer patients, right? So you want to be able to control inflammation. So it activates the genes that do that. It also activates the genes that control metabolism, right? So it's how your body burns energy. So it will help to handle comorbidities like diabetes, high blood cholesterol, all that. So if you're fighting cancer, you must understand cancer is like the final manifestation. So the pathology, that means how cancer is developed, is now firmly established. Any oncologist, any doctor will tell you, eating a lot of fast food will one day cause cancer. It's not that the fast food causes cancer, but the fast food will cause you to have diabetes, high blood cholesterol. Once you have those conditions, you have high inflammation in your body, over time, it just adds up and it will develop into cancer. It is so serious now that almost 50% of people born after 1960 will develop cancer. So it's the people that grew up on fast food. It's our generation. It's my generation, right? So getting cancer today is almost like a 50-50 chance, right? And most people sort of like, let's just deal with it, right? So PPARS activates to control your metabolic functions, your inflammation. It activates the genes that control the maturation of your immune system, right? So it strengthens your immune system, okay? And last but not least, it helps your cells develop correctly. This has very big impact on your bone marrow cells. It's very important so that you have sufficient red blood cells, white blood cells, okay? So that's what PPARS is. So it'll make your body more cancer resistant. It'll make it harder for cancer to grow, to develop. And if you already have cancer, it will make it hostile for the cancer to grow. So that's why it's one of the best supplements to treat cancer naturally or to support you through something like chemotherapy. Yeah. And if you want to know what you should take, simply type a message either our CSO or even better still, arrange for a consult with Dr. Jansen.
Yes, if you would like to know more, We would love to know more about your current health condition and discuss different options for you. So please chat us on Facebook. Yan. Next question. From Miss Rowena. Doctors say it's okay to eat everything during the cancer treatment. Is this true?
No!
No. The
Absolutely
obvious,
not!
no. The obvious answer there is no, no. So, okay. I'll first state the obvious. Okay. Processed meat. Processed meats are your sausages, your luncheon meats, your dried meats. Okay, etc. These has been classified by the WHO as group 1 carcinogens. Okay. Group 1 carcinogens cause cancer. And along with processed meat, okay, group 1 carcinogens, these substances also belong to group 1 carcinogen, no? Radioactive substances, asbestos, okay? So, alcohol consumption and smoking. So, all of us know that these substances cause cancer together with processed meat. So, if you have cancer already, you cannot just eat everything, okay? The common sense, okay? Why would you eat something that causes cancer if you have cancer already? Right? Doesn't make sense, right? So the immediate answer to this is that it's not true that you can eat everything if you have cancer and you're undergoing cancer treatment. No, okay? Now, which foods should you be focusing on? The food that you should be focusing on are plant foods. So your fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, nuts, and seeds. You should focus your meal on these food groups. Okay? And try to limit and much better to avoid foods that is sourced from animals like your red meat, your white meat, your eggs, your dairy products. Okay? Because these food items, the animal food products, the protein, increases the chance of the cancer growing. It stimulates cancer growth. Okay. Um, I wish I can tell you otherwise, but sadly, it's based on science. Okay, so we have no choice but to follow what nature dictates. All right. So again, it's not true that you can eat everything you want when you have cancer and when you when you are undergoing cancer treatment. Okay, not unless you just want to enjoy life and just let your cancer just let your cancer leave your cancer alone. Okay, so unless that's your choice, then by all means, no one will force you otherwise. Okay, so that's it.
You know, this is a okay. This is we are in a holiday season. You know, I don't want to sound confrontational, but I just want to the viewer. Can you read the question again, Jen?
Okay. From Ma'am Rowena, doctors say it's okay to eat everything during the cancer treatment. Is this true?
Okay, so let me help you because I want to stay as polite and civil as possible. And you know, my best friends like Dr. Jansen. My cousin is a cardiologist, one of the top thoracic surgeons, right? He is very, very mindful of what he eats. Okay, my cousin who is a heart surgeon definitely will not tell you you can eat anything. In fact, every time he sees my brother is overweight, he will nag at my brother. So he's very, very careful about food intake. If you look at my cousin, he's very, very healthy. All right. So one of the few healthy doctors that I know. So I really want to say that there are many doctors who will not agree with that statement. But now I'm going to ask a few questions so that as a viewer, you can understand how sometimes I really feel very strongly when someone says this, because I feel that I don't understand why they say this. Okay, so here I'm going to ask you a question. If you have sore throat, will you go and eat some fried stuff or spicy food? The answer is no. You cough, right? You know it's just not good. If you're already having a fever, would you go and eat a big piece of chocolate cake? You won't, because you know after that for sure your slight fever is going to get worse, right? You're suffering from a runny nose. Will you go and eat ice cream? No, you won't. Will you drink a big bottle of cold water when you're already having a cold? You know you will get something warm, right? So here I'm just saying something which I think every one of our viewers can simply understand. Something as not serious as a cold, a cough, a fever. The food that you take, you know certain foods are not good for you. It doesn't help your medical condition. Jen, you have psoriasis, eczema. Can you freely eat crab and prawns and all these things? No, you can't, right?
But with Cleansing Plus.
With Cleansing Plus. So, you know, to the viewer who asked this question, I just highlight all these things to you, right? So I really don't understand why some doctors would say you can eat anything you want, right? Even a diabetic patient knows that he can't take a lot of sugar. Diba? Even a high blood cholesterol patient knows he can't eat too much fatty food. So how can something so dangerous, so life-destroying and life-threatening like cancer, you can eat anything you want? So for diabetes, you can't take. For blood cholesterol, you can't. But for cancer, which will kill you, you can eat anything you want. So again, I think these simple thoughts will let you know that that statement, that question you asked, the answer is a big, big no. You can't really eat anything you want, right? So Dr. Jansen and I firmly agree, and all the doctors that I know who have successfully treated their patients. Dr. Johan actually treated his cancer patient, third stage or fourth stage, I can't remember, without even medication. Plants, eat lots of vegetables. When we were young, our parents told us to eat vegetables, right? So we instinctively know that's good for you, right? We instinctively know eating potato chips, lots of chocolate is not going to make you healthy, right? So when you have cancer, don't tell yourself a Snickers bar or Kit Kat or Toblerone is to give you energy to fight your cancer, right? We all know. Okay, so definitely, how doc, did I manage to come across civil and polite?
I believe so. I believe so. But that's the reality, you know.
Yeah.
Cannot. There's no way going around it. Even the American Society for Clinical Oncology has said so already. So I don't get this thing. No, why is it still coming up? So yeah, I am basing my um, the nutrition prescription that I use. I base it on lifestyle medicine principles and the principles or the guidelines released by the American Society of Clinical Oncology. So yeah, it's not true that you can eat anything. Yeah. The
Yes,
main the recommendation is centered on a high fiber diet, a high fiber low fat diet centered around whole plant foods. That is the shortest, yeah, that's the shortest guideline or rule of thumb that I can give you, no? That is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're already getting violent comments from our Facebook.
Really? What violent comments? Oh no.
Yeah.
What did they say?
She was like, no, what kind of doctor is that? May cancer ka na nga, dapat be careful na.
Okay, so they agree with us. The viewers are agreeing with us, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Our viewers are the smartest people in the world. Hallelujah. Okay. Last but not least, right? So you can't eat anything you want. So if you want to know for sure, if you're a cancer patient or you know, make a consult with Dr. Jansen. You know, this is his area of specialty, right? So ear, nose, throat doctor specialized in those organs. For Dr. Jansen, he actually has in-depth knowledge about what are the foods that you should eat for different types of medical conditions. So make a consult with him so that you at least know what are the top 5 foods suitable for what you are undergoing through, according to your situation, right? So that you work with the medication, work with the protocol, the surgery, whatever you're undergoing to treat your cancer. You're not going against it. You're working to make it more effective. All right? Yeah.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Next question from Facebook, Maverick Z. Does drinking alcohol or any wine over time can cause cancer?
Yes, it increases your risk of cancer over time. Now, there is no upper safety limit of alcohol consumption when it comes to preventing cancer. Okay?
Yep, that's hard drink to swallow. All right. Okay, so okay, number one for alcohol, we even if you're just taking normal drugs, prescription drugs, you're told not to take your alcohol and your drugs. All right. So as a cancer patient, you're going through treatment. So I think it's a no-brainer. Okay, don't mix alcohol with your cancer treatment. All right. For the rest of the people, we actually have an episode somewhere. Maybe you can search our YouTube channel, Simply Nature YouTube channel, and search the word alcohol. We actually did a whole program, right? About 40 minutes about how much can you drink in 1 week, in 1 day, in 1 month, that is actually acceptable. So Dr. Jansen said already, the best is not to drink, but if you want to drink, what is manageable, right? So search that one out. Christmas is coming. I'm sure we'll be at parties. Okay, I just want to say, Doc, there is a lot of literature and culturally, the French do very well when it comes to heart diseases. That's because they drink a lot of red wine. And I just want to share with everybody, when I went to France, I stayed with a French man whom is like a friend of a friend, right? And he was just having lunch. They drink one whole bottle of wine. We drink a bottle of iced tea or something like that, right? So they drink a whole bottle of wine, okay? So that's how much red wine. And they don't drink white wine. It is red wine. It's like their Coke, their iced tea. It's red wine. So red wine is actually much healthier than white wine because of the polyphenols found in red grape skin. All right. So, but drink in moderation. Drink in really moderation during this holiday season. All right. And if you really want to drink, take PIPA tablets before and after. That will help your liver metabolize your alcohol. So that's a liver aid. So those of you who don't know, PIPA tablets are liver aid. If someone made you drink a lot of whiskey, take PIPA extract powder or liquid extract. I guarantee you tomorrow no hangover, right? It's a super liver detox, okay? So that's just a tip in case any of you get dragged to a party and are forced to drink, okay?
Wow. Okay. Speaking of drinks, our next question coming from Facebook, Miss Alice De Castro. Good evening. How about the Anlin milk? Is it good for cancer patient? Thanks.
Oh no,
No.
I'm just saying this is so sensitive topic. I mean, these are very big and famous brands. Are you guys trying to get in trouble or something?
Okay. I'm not gonna comment on the brand. Okay, I'm gonna comment on the food item in general.
Okay.
Now, what is dangerous about dairy is casein. Okay, so casein is always included in the ingredients list of all dairy products, may it be dairy or non-dairy products. All right, as long as it's milk. As a cancer patient, you have to watch out for this. Okay, so again, the ingredient is casein. Okay, casein is a protein found in milk in that it stimulates IGF-1. So IGF-1 is insulin-like growth factor 1. Okay. So what this growth factor does is that it promotes tumor growth in adults. Okay. In kids, it promotes growth vertically. Okay. Yeah, it promotes basically growth. No, if it attaches to anything, it makes it grow. Right. So in adults, if you have a tumor, if you have elevated IGF-1, then the IGF-1 will promote the tumor growth. Okay, and casein stimulates IGF-1. It increases IGF-1. Okay, so that's the main thing that I don't like about the product. All right, so I hope I answered your question.
And the brand that you mentioned, I believe they now have a plant-based formula. Okay, so if you are comfortable, you want, let's say for example, there are many oncologists that recommend the brand that you mentioned because when a patient is undergoing chemotherapy, they lose weight, and then they lose muscle mass, and it's important for a patient to put on weight again to be healthy, right? So that's why the doctors would then prescribe or recommend the drink, the brand that you mentioned. Okay, so now you may ask this question: there are doctors. Why did they recommend something that is not great? Let me tell you the reason why. Because they are oncologists. Okay, they're not a lifestyle medicine doctor. They spend all their medical expertise and their time training on chemotherapy drugs, immunotherapy drugs, and learning all these things. They actually, Doc, I'm going to ask you a question, Doc. Med school is depending on whether you are American style or Western or Commonwealth, which is UK style. How many years is med school?
Med school is 4 years. So 3
4
years
years.
of 4 years.
And then you have to
in
have
general.
residency, right? You have to have like practical
Yes.
practice. How many years for practical practice?
For medical residency, depending on the specialization that you want to go into, it ranges from 3 to 5 years.
Okay, so on the best case scenario, 7 years to become a doctor. So I'm going to ask this. In your 7 years of training, intensive knowledge training, memorizing, how many modules or hours on nutrition?
I'd be generous about this, probably around 6 hours.
Okay, guys, there is 24 hours in a day. There is 365 days in a year, and the doctors are trained for 7 years. So I don't know how many 100,000 of hours, or maybe I don't know. If you have a calculator, do the math, right? Is it even a million? I don't know. All right. Only 6 hours on nutrition. Only 6 hours on nutrition. So this is why your oncologist, your pulmonologist, your endocrinologist. Okay, endocrinologists should know a bit more. Okay, because it's internal medicine. But this is why those specialist doctor, when they comment on whether you can eat or cannot eat or what is good, their knowledge is almost, it could be worse than yours. Because as a patient, you might be watching lots of YouTube channels, reading a lot of health blogs. You might know more about nutrition than your doctor does, all right? So again, I'm not dissing doctors. They're very good at what they do. But when they comment outside their area of expertise, yes, so as patients, you must understand and be considerate to the doctor. He spent hundreds of thousands of hours training to be a doctor, only 6 hours in nutrition. So don't put too much pressure on your doctor when you ask questions like, Doc, what should I eat? Right? The people that know how to answer that are like doctors like Doc Jansen, okay, who spend hundreds of extra hours to learn about how food integrates with medicine and protocol. So tonight you're asking the right person, right? So I'm very glad. I noticed a lot of questions tonight about eating and the brand. Maybe because we are nearing Christmas season, right? So people are eating. Okay, so Anlene actually has, if I'm not wrong, plant-based protein drink now. So that would be a better choice, all right? So if where you are, if it's easier to get like a commercial brand, something that, you just go down the street, you can get it, then choose the plant-based protein drink from Anlene. Okay, that's much better than the dairy one. All right, so I did support Anlene. All right, that's good.
Okay.
Neutral, yeah.
Ayan. From Miss Mendoza Floor, is it okay to drink Arla milk? Cancer stage 1C.
That's the same thing as the previous question. Arla milk, I think that's an organic dairy
It's a
dairy
European
product.
brand. It's a
I
European brand.
think so. Yeah, I think so. So
Yeah.
same answer as the previous one. Okay.
Drink oat milk, guys. Oat milk tastes pretty awesome, right? Yeah. I recommend oat milk because it has the closest texture and effect as milk, right? Because if you eat your cereal with soya milk, it is weird. It tastes weird, right? Normally we take our cornflakes with milk, not soya milk. It's just weird. But when you put oat milk, the feel, the texture, the taste, it matches with whatever you would have taken with milk, right? Just try to go for the unsweetened one. Don't forget, when you drink milk, it's unsweetened. So when you drink oat milk, it should be unsweetened as well.
So another question about milk from Miss Claire Ong. Is whey-based milk healthy for cancer patients?
No, the
Oh,
answer is no, no. Whey is a substance that is derived from
concentrated.
dairy. So
Yeah.
it's the same. It's the same. Okay. Avoid if you are a cancer patient, avoid whey, avoid casein. Okay.
And finally,
So,
question from Miss Alice. What kind of milk then is good for cancer patients?
Yeah. So like what Shan said no a while ago, oat milk is good. Soy milk is good. Almond milk is also good. So those three plant-based milks would be better for you.
and please, when we buy almond milk, oat milk, and what's that called, soya milk, we always buy the sweetened one. We always buy the sweetened one. Most people do that. Don't forget, when you drink normal milk, it's not sweet. So when you buy oat milk, soya milk, almond milk, go for the unsweetened one because sugar, you get enough sugar in your other foods. And if you want to get healthy, yeah. So for me now, I told you guys, right? I shared the last 10 days, I lost 4 kilograms, almost 9 pounds. Okay. I am actually on a very low sugar diet. I don't add sugar in the cooking. I don't add salt in my cooking. I eat vegetables. I use what Dr. Johnson has advised so many times. I use onions. I use garlic. I use carrots. These are naturally sweet and flavorful. And the first 3-4 days was the food was a bit. I missed the salt. I missed the sugar. All right. But by the fifth, sixth, seventh, and now it's the 10th day. It's more than 2 weeks already. Sorry, more than 10 days. I'm okay already. So there will be a period of adjustment. All right. Of course, when I taste like a little bit of chocolate because we go out, now I'm like, wow, it's like heaven again. But one thing is that I notice I don't need to eat so much. It's a little bit, I'm fine. Yeah. Okay, so healthy choices, everyone. Healthy choices.
Last question about drinks from Miss Aileen Santos. How about coffee and hot cocoa?
These are better. These would be better. Especially coffee. Coffee, when you drink it black, then you'll be able to get all the antioxidants that coffee offers. Okay, so it would be better that way. Just don't put in dairy products again on inside your coffee because the dairy will bind the antioxidant of the coffee and you won't be able to absorb it. Okay. For cocoa, yes, it's also good, but be careful of the brand that you buy, and also make sure that the cocoa that you drink is at least 70% um, cacao. Okay, so that's the rule of thumb there.
Doc, I love it. You really stunned me, and you changed a lot of my food habits. In our yeah, in our office, those of you who come from our face-to-face in SMX Aura, the person who did the opening prayer and introduction, Mom Jermaine, she's actually a senior citizen, but she looks very young. If you cut her hand, blood will not come out. Coffee will come out. Okay, so she's doing so much coffee, and so but we always hear coffee is bad, coffee is bad. But however, the truth is coffee is actually good, and Dr. Johnson actually confirmed and clarified that. But however, only black coffee is good. The moment you drink a cappuccino, a latte, it's actually unhealthy. And it's because of the dairy. Now, Tom, I want to ask you this question because I made the switch, right? Now, when I drink coffee, I put oat milk, right? It's not dairy. Am I still getting the same benefit of black coffee, or is black coffee still better than coffee with oat milk? Yeah, I just want to ask.
Okay, yeah, okay. Here's for all of you who don't like drinking black coffee, no? So if you mix black coffee together with any plant-based milk, so that includes oat milk, almond milk, and soy milk. Yes, initially the milk of the milk protein, no, of the plant-based milk would bind the antioxidant of the coffee.
Oh,
But when you drink it, your gut microbiome can separate it. So you'll get the best of both worlds.
oh,
When you put in dairy milk, that includes non-dairy creamers, all right? The gut microbiome won't be able to separate the protein. So you won't get the antioxidant of the coffee. Now this is true for coffee. Okay? This is not true for tea.
Oh, it's different
Yeah,
for tea?
different. For tea, if you put in any kind of milk, even if it's a plant-based milk, it will bind the antioxidant of the tea. You won't get the benefit of the tea.
That's why Chinese tea has no milk added to it. And Chinese people are healthy because of their tea. No, Doc, thank you so much for that clarification. I know just so that it's very easy to understand in case there's any of our viewers who are not very not technical inclined. Basically, whatever is good in coffee will be locked up, okay, when you drink milk. Animal-based milk, and it cannot be unlocked by your digestive tract. However, if you substitute it for soy milk or oat milk, it still gets locked up. Whatever is good in black coffee still gets locked up, but when it goes into your stomach and your intestines, your stomach can break it apart. So you will still get a benefit of what is good about black coffee. So again, so the final conclusion, don't put normal milk in your coffee if you don't like black coffee. Put in oat milk or soy milk. My recommendation is oat milk because it froths better and it tastes better. No sour aftertaste compared to soy milk. All right. But thank you, Doc. I never knew for tea. Good thing I don't like to put any milk in my tea. Even when I drink English tea, Darling or even Earl Grey, never put milk in there. Yeah.
How about milk tea?
That's the wrong tea.
That's why milk tea is such an unhealthy beverage.
So
Even
much
if
sugar
you
too.
Yeah, even if you ask the barista not to put any sugar, the fact that it has milk, right? So milk in and of itself is already quite fattening because of the fat content that it has and because of the hormones, the estrogen content of the milk. Okay, so milk tea, please limit them. Okay.
Okay, enough about drinks. Here's another question from Adeline on Facebook. How about Himalayan salt? You don't eat?
Oh, that's interesting.
Himalayan salt is I'm okay with Himalayan salt. It's just that it's too expensive. But if you are a fan of Himalayan salt, no problem with it. Okay, it's just that again, don't consume too much. All right,
So it's the same amount, Doc.
Yeah.
3/4 of a teaspoon.
Yes,
so no matter
yes.
what salt it is, you can't take more.
Yeah. My salt of choice is always iodized salt because of the iodine. Okay, so that's my position there. But if you are a fan of Himalayan salt, no problem with it, right?
So of those who live inland or mountains like Baguio, because they don't eat a lot of seafood, they actually lack iodine. So iodized salt is actually very good for them. Doc, I noticed someone asked a question on rice. Black rice, brown rice. Okay, let me try to remember your advice. Best rice is black rice.
Yeah.
All right, then you're red and brown, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, wow, I got it. I remember.
Yes, that's the order of if you arrange them according to the antioxidant content, that is the way to go. But for cancer specifically, I always advise red rice because with the evidence that we have, the studies, it seems that red rice, the antioxidant of red rice has more power against cancer cells. So I always advise red. But again, if you are not a fan of red rice, no, you can go for black and brown. Okay, so that's the order of choice. Okay.
Oh, Doc, since we're talking about this, then a few more questions, right? Is there a difference between like glutinous red rice? You know, the rice has different like glutinous consistency, and then balsamic rice is the Indians eat the rice is actually like not very starchy. So when we compare rice types, I know in Philippines actually the rice is more sticky. Japanese rice is more sticky. Thai rice, like jasmine rice, is less sticky, more hard. So in those terms, they also have black, red, and white. So is the more sticky rice better or the less sticky rice? Or it doesn't make a difference?
The stickiness of the rice, I think, is dependent on the starch content um of the rice, no. If I'm going to choose, I prefer the less sticky, the
Yeah.
less stickier rice. Okay, just because of the fact that it would have less starch content. But always remember, no, it always what you eat your rice together with, okay, your viands, that is more important than the rice itself. Okay, so we can have a little bit of leeway here. So if you really don't like eating, whole grains because it's like eating paper, you can opt for the more starchy one. It's fine as long as you eat your vegetables. Okay, so that would still be within the guidelines. Okay, so yeah, we don't have to be that strict when it comes to
Wow, Doc,
this.
you are being very Christmassy today. Normally, Doc is very strict about his diet recommendations. Uh,
Mhm.
I'm glad that Doc is being Christmassy today. That's so nice.
We're almost at the end of the webinar. This will be our last question for tonight from Miss Violi Cabañas Dayapan. Good PM. I was diagnosed last October with invasive carcinoma, metastasis grade 3. Without chemotherapy, di po ba talaga pwede operation? So, para matanggal ang bukol o kulani. Let me translate that in English for Sir Sean. So
Yes.
without without chemotherapy, cannot we do it with operation to remove the tumor or lymph nodes?
Yeah, so the answer here is it's because your tumor might be too difficult or too large to remove. If when surgeons do removal of tumors, no, they don't do it piecewise, they do it en bloc. So meaning if this is your tumor, okay, if this is the tumor, the surgery would have to cut out this much. Okay, the surgeons would have to cut out this much. So
The
they do
black
it in
portion,
block.
right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
black portion. They do it in block. So they cannot do it piecewise because if they do it piecewise, then the probability of the cancer to spread would be immense. Okay. So with this, one reason why surgeons advise the patients to undergo chemotherapy first is to shrink the tumor size first, then they remove. Okay, so that's the main purpose. Now, can you bypass chemotherapy? My take here is don't risk it. Okay, because there's a good chance that if you insist, no, and if your surgeon is bold enough to do it, there's a good chance that you can suffer from complications on the operating table. And another thing is that your doctor, no surgeon would would do it. Okay, it has to be chemotherapy first, shrink the tumor first because it's really large. It would be very difficult to remove without chemotherapy, without shrinking it first. Then once the tumor have shrunk already, then that's the time that they cut it out. Now after the surgery, would you still have to undergo chemotherapy? It depends on the intraoperative findings. Okay.
So now, of course, for the viewer who asked this question, your immediate concern is, oh, what about the side effects of chemotherapy? So this is why our program is, we have the answers for you, right? So I know you now understand why chemotherapy first, but you have this concern, will chemotherapy hurt my other organs? Will it weaken my immune system? Then later it's harder to fight the cancer. So we have a solution for you. The solution is Simply Nature PPAR extracts, especially the liquid extract, is tested to protect your body, very importantly, your bone marrow, your red blood cell, white blood cell, from chemotherapy damage. So to be sure that you are taking the right amount, the right type, have a consult with Dr. Jansen, all right, so that you can have peace of mind that every angle that your cancer fight is taken care of, right? You go for the chemo so that you can be ready for the surgery, but you don't have to worry about the side effects of the chemo because Dr. Jansen will help you manage the side effects of the chemo to protect your other healthy organs, all right? So, wow, it's a win-win-win. I think that's a very good way to end, but I see a few quick. I think we can quickly bam and answer this one. A lot on diet again. Okay, so this one, someone asked what kind of milk again? Plant-based milk. How about eggs? If you take plant-based milk, if you take for example, plant protein shake, then you don't need the egg, right? Because the egg is most likely you wanted protein, and eggs are rich in protein, right? So if you want it for taste, well, depends on what stage of your cancer fight you're in, right? If you are in a critical stage, then please, just for that period, this period of time, don't take any risk, okay? Stay egg free. And then if you stay egg free, continue to stay egg free until you're totally done. Okay. Last but not least, supplements. Someone asked, what about rice, quinoa, algae? All these are wonderful, right? Right, Doc? Like quinoa and algae. Oh, algae
Yes.
is very interesting. I tried it. It's a Filipino specialty, is it?
Yeah, adlai is
so interesting.
It's a kind of rice that's made from corn.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, I like the taste and the texture.
I am suspecting that it's GMO, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure.
So stick with quinoa.
Quinoa is a whole grain.
I'll do your research. Okay, and then someone asked about turmeric, vitamin C if you have cancer. Okay, number one, standard vitamin supplements, they're all fantastic, right? But I would definitely still have my preference. I think PPAP tablets are the best foundational. Then on top of that, you want extra vitamin C, go ahead. Now, the person did ask about Guyabano wine. Okay, so here is the thing, right? Why are there medicinal wines? Okay, because the Chinese also do a lot of wines. Okay, I just want to let everybody know it's because of chemistry. Okay? In the past, in the olden days, if they want to extract, that means take out something, the healing property, let's say from Guyabano or from a snake, Chinese will put snakes and scorpions and soak them in wine. Okay, then you drink the wine. Okay, so why did this concept of a healing wine come about? It's because of chemistry. Okay, in order to extract the essence of goodness out of a snake, a scorpion, or Guyabano, the fermentation process is one way to do it. All right, so that's why the whole concept of medicinal wines came about. Okay, so in a way, it's the benefits outweigh the downside. Okay, but today we don't need to use alcohol to extract these things anymore. All right, there are better alternatives. Okay, so that means there are better products out there with Guyabano products that don't have to be a wine. Take those. It's a better choice. Right? So at least now you understand why did these they had all these medicinal wines for centuries. Right? Why did they have that? Because that was the only technique available to extract the healing enzymes or chemicals from the animal or the fruit. All right, so that's why you soak it in wine to extract it out. Okay, but now today there are better ways to extract what we want without without making it into a wine. So Doc, you mentioned before, any alcohol is actually a negative for cancer patient. So if you can get a Guyabano powder extract, go and take that. Rather than drink Guyabano wine, all right, or eat a Guyabano directly, right? So those are the options. Okay, so I think with that, I just want to share that many traditional how shall we say, ideas like turmeric, all these are great supplements that you can take in your fight for cancer. If you are not sure, right, have a consult with Dr. Jansen. Actually bring him the thing that you take a picture of it. Doc, I'm thinking of taking this Guyabano powder or this turmeric, right? What do you think? So again, this is where Dr. Jansen has a lot of experience because he meets many patients who ask these questions. So he might be familiar with the thing that you're going to show him. So he'll be able to give you a better answer. because I know if you ask an oncologist or any other doctor, he'll tell you don't take anything. All right. So, sorry, doc, I just realized something very funny. Doctors would, onco will tell you don't take anything, don't take any supplements, but you can eat anything. Isn't that a contradiction?
Yeah, it's weird if you think about it. Yeah.
If you think about it, they say don't take any guyabano or whatever, but then you can eat anything. Well, if you can eat anything, you can take anything, right? Actually. All right, okay, with that, okay, no more poking at this topic.
Stop poking the bear.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not afraid because my family members are doctors. I have so many good friends like Dr. Jansen are doctors. And these are not integrative doctors. These are MDs. And not only MDs, they are specialists, right? I have good friends who are oncologists. I know great oncologists, great oncological surgeons. So yeah, there we go. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Sir Shyan. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. If you have any follow-up questions, don't worry. We will answer each of your questions next webinar or via direct message. So just before we say goodbye, can you give our viewers your parting words for tonight?
Okay, I'll start first, Doc. First of all, Alice actually says, hope next year I can book an appointment with Dr. Jansen at Perpetual Health Hospital. So you have a fan already. All right, so Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. Thank you for making this year a wonderful year. I believe, do we have one more episode in this year? I'm looking at my calendar.
Yes, sir.
Yes, on the 28th of December will be our very last episode for this year. Do join us. I believe it's in the middle of our holidays, and yeah, join us and share with your friends. You made this year very interesting. We had some really great episodes with really wonderful questions and interaction. So I also want to thank my team, Jen, Sheila, and Jessa and April. And of course, I want to thank my longtime partner of this program, Dr. Jansen. It's really fun, and I thank you, Doc, and also my team, that even during the holiday seasons, we still keep our promise to our viewers to be available. So once again, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everybody. And see you next week for the last episode for this year. But we'll start again immediately in January.
Yeah, it's non-stop, no? So, and I want to thank each and every one of our viewers for supporting this program ever since we started. No? I see a lot of names here who have been there since day one. Okay, and both Shan and I really thank you for supporting the program. And without you, of course, this program wouldn't have been as successful as it is now. Okay, so I hope you learned a lot with what we've discussed today. And I hope you do get to enjoy the holidays, especially when it comes to food. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's the holidays, so enjoy. Okay, so there you have it. I'll give the floor back to Jen.
Thank you, Sir Shan. Thank you, Doc. We hope to see you all in our future webinars to come. Same day, same time, every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. For next week, we prepared a New Year's strategy plan to combat and beat cancer with special health hacks just for you. Then Christmas is just around the corner. If you got stuck in the holiday rush, just get the best gift of health for your loved ones. Avail of our Kickstart or Power Pack gift sets for gentle detoxification and immune system boosting through complete nutrition. The promo of buy 10 get 1 free is still ongoing until the end of the year 2023. And thank you once again for watching Simply Nature webinar powered by SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group, because your curiosity about your health condition and your victory over cancer and metabolic diseases is what keeps us going. Because here in Simply Nature, we are always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everyone. Good night. God bless you all. Christmas.
Christmas, everybody from Simply Nature. I want to say a big thank you to all the doctors who have worked with us in 2023, as well as all the clients and patients who trusted us with your health. Well, as we end 2023, I'd just like to recap all the things that we're very grateful for, all the breakthroughs our patients and clients have had in their health. So many success stories from Rona to Jessa from Child House, a cancer support group that we sponsor and work with together. So a big Merry Christmas to all the wonderful children and their parents at Child House, as well as Janet, the director for Child House. Thank you for working with us and allowing us to contribute to your advocacy. A big thank you to all the organizations we've also worked with this year, from PCLM to Prima, to the hundreds of doctors that reached out to us and we reached out to the National Children's Hospital for allowing us to share our breakthrough protocols in their conference, in their pediatric conference, and so much more. And of course, to the regular viewers, the thousands of regular viewers on our Simply Healed program every Thursday night at 7 p.m. A big thank you for your support, especially those who are viewing from overseas, all the way from Saudi to Europe, and of course, my home country, Singapore, and our neighbor, Malaysia. So a big thank you to everyone. Merry Christmas. 2024 is going to be an exciting year. We're going to kick off 2024 with another face-to-face event by popular demand. So we're going to have our panelists of doctors and surgeons for you to ask all the questions you may have in your heart. For those of you who are going to enjoy your Christmas, don't forget, cleanse is very effective to get rid of the holiday weight that you're going to put on. So keep healthy, eat smart, and enjoy your Christmas and a Happy New Year.